Dear students, in the last class, we have started instruction set of 8086 microprocessor. In that class, we have seen that 8086 supports 6 types of instruction. One is data transfer instructions, in which data is transferred from one source to the destination. Source can be an immediate number or register or any memory location, and it will be transferred to particular memory location or register. Now in data transfer instructions, there is no manipulation of data, means there is no addition or subtraction, data does not change. It is transferred from one particular location to another destination only. Copy transfer means here the data is copied. Some of the examples of data transfer instructions are, which we have already discussed in the last class: move, exchange, push, pop, and etc. Next type of instructions are arithmetic instruction. In case of arithmetic instructions, arithmetic operation is performed on the source and destination operand, and the finally result is stored in the destination location. Now, what is the basic difference between the data transfer and arithmetic instructions? In data transfer instruction, there is no effect on flags status. But in case of arithmetic instruction, after the operation, after the desired operation, the content of the flags are set or reset as per the solution, as per the result. Third type of instructions are bit manipulation instructions, or these instructions are also known as logical instructions. In these instructions also, the contents of the flags may change. Some of the example are and, or, XOR, shift, shift right, shift left, shift logical right is there, shift arithmetic right is there. This we will discuss in detail later. String manipulation instructions are there in case of 8086 microprocessor, which were not available in 8085 microprocessor. String means consecutive series of numbers stored in memory. So there are few instructions. Repeat, move string means we can move string from one set of location to another set of memory location. For example, we have 10 bytes stored in 10 consecutive memory locations. Then we need to transfer these 10 bytes to any other location in the memory. So then we can use move s and so on. Next type of instruction set is process control instructions. Process control instructions are basically control the overall process of the microprocessor. For example, STC. STC, uh, uh, after execution of the STC instruction, it means set the carry flag. We can set the carry flag by using STC. We can clear the carry flag by using CLC, and we can halt any operation by using HLT instruction, and so on. Next and last category of instructions is control transfer instruction. Control transfer instruction means programmer can transfer the control or execution control of the program from one particular location to another. For example, program always executes in sequence, means first it will execute the instruction of first memory location, then instruction stored in next memory location, then next, and then next. Instruction pointer is used to hold the effective address of the next instruction to be executed. Now, if we, for example, use jump instruction, in jump instruction, what programmer can do? Programmer can jump from one memory location to another memory location within the same program. In place of executing consecutive memory location, we can execute uh, another memory location as per the requirement. In case of call and return are used for subroutine operations. Subroutines are the small set of instructions which are written in the memory somewhere else, which we can recall during the execution of the program. This we have already discussed very much in detail in case of 8085 microprocessor, call and return. Now, data transfer instructions are already covered in the last class, in which the data from any register or memory can or IO port can be copied to the here. The one thing is important, that source can be a register or memory location or an immediate data, depending on the type of addressing mode which we are using, which we have already discussed in our previous lectures. Addressing modes are already discussed in detail in last lectures. Destination can be a register or memory location, but destination cannot be any data, because data can be only in source position. Destination should be either register or memory location. Memory location, there are different ways to describe the memory location. That it can be directly given in the instruction, or it can be stored in a register, and register is mentioned in the position of destination, or etc. Now the 8086 microprocessor has an advantage, that we can perform either word operation or byte operation. Byte operation means if we are dealing with a 8-bit data, then it is known as byte operation. If we are dealing with 16-bit data, then it is known as word operation. If we are dealing with word operation, that means 2 data bytes are used. If it is the case of memory, then 2 consecutive memory locations are used to store 16-bit number. This we need to take care of. Now all these we have already discussed in the last class, so I am skipping different points. All this we have already discussed. Push and pop already discussed in detail. In and out also. The one instruction was left from the data transfer group, that is xlet instruction. xlet instruction is used xlet instruction is used to translate means what is the function of, to understand the what is the function of xlet, we need some example. For example, we are having this set of instructions. For example, we have used a bx register to store the offset of the table. Table is we have assumed that there is a table which is stored in the memory location. This in each memory location there will be a data byte. Data byte can be of that data byte is of 8 bits only. So for example, this is the offset address of the table, and this address is stored in bx. Let us say example, here we have mentioned offset. Offset means effective address. Offset means effective address. Offset value is 5000, means effective address of 5000 location, which number is stored? Number 05 is stored. Byte 05 is stored if we are talking in about hexa. Now this 5000, by using move instruction, this 5000 number will be transferred to bx. So how we can write the instruction? We need to transfer 5000h directly in bx register. That means we need here immediate addressing mode. Means if we write this instruction like this, bx comma with 5000h, we need to take care of that. Here we have written 5000h without square brackets. That means this 5000 number will be stored in bx register. Now next step is move al comma 00h, means after the execution of instruction, after the execution of first instruction, what will be the value of bx? Bx will store 5000 number. After the execution of next instruction, what will be the status of AL? AL will store 00H. Now, if we use XLET, If we use xlet, this is the detail of xlet instruction, means it will add the content of AL with content of BX. Content of AL and content of BX together will form effective address. Physical address calculation I have already explained in my previous class. So here I am not discussing about the physical address. Physical address simply calculates is a 20-bit address, and effective address is the 16-bit offset value, which we need to add to the segment value to find out the 20-bit physical address. So now what will be the final effective address after adding BX and AL? This will be 5000 plus 00, means in this example it will remain same. In any other example, if we may, for example, we have taken off 20H, AL equals to 20H, then final effective address will become 5020H. So it will depend on the AL value, that what will be the final effective address. Now in this case we have final 5000 effective address. Now in the memory, the 5000H data will be data. This is what 505 data is stored in 5000H memory location, which we have assumed. Now what will be the content of AL after execution of this instruction? This will be 05. To take this 05 from particular effective address, this square bracket is showing that the data of this calculated effective address will be transferred to, will be copied to AL. So this is the xlet instruction. For example, if we have taken the value of AL 01, let us say 01. If 01 was there, then what must be, what will the form, what it will be formed? Effective address will become, in this case, effective address will become 5001H. Now, in this particular case, after executing xlet instruction, the AL content will be 03. If this is the 5001 location, we have assumed this is the 5001 location, then content of this 5001 location, data of this 5001 location will be transferred to AL. So this is the function of xlet instruction, means translate. It transfers the byte from the memory location to the AL, and for this it is required to calculate the effective address of that table by adding the value of BX to the AL. Now next instructions, all these we have already discussed in the last class. Multiplication and division instructions were left in the last class. So I am going to explain these two instructions first. Multiplication instruction is directly available in case of 8086 microprocessor. In case of 8085 microprocessor, we were not having any multiplication instruction. So what is the format of multiplication instruction? We need to take care of it. Multiplication instruction format is this: MUL, and we need to specify the source. Again, this source can be a register, this source can be a memory, or this source can be a memory in form of indirect addressing mode, means we can have M, U, L and bracket BS. Means we need to take the content of that location whose effective address is given in this. Now, so it is used, MUL is used for unsigned multiplication of two numbers, where we assume that one operand is specified in the accumulator. Accumulator means AL, or in case of 8-bit operation, by default, one operand is mentioned in AL, and in case of 16-bit operation, by default, the one operand is stored in AX, means full 16-bit register. AL is the 8-bit register. And another operand, second operand, is stored in this source. For example, if we say MULBL, means one operand is stored in AL and another operand is stored in BL. The result of this product, this multiplication, is by default stored in AX. Why AX? We have multiplied two 8-bit numbers in this example, and we are using 16-bit register to store the result, because we know that if we multiply two numbers, for example, two 4-bit numbers, if we multiply, then result may be of more than 4 bits. So to accommodate full result, we need double length register. So for multiplication of 8-bit numbers, we need AX to store. So here by default, what will be the operation? AL multiplied by source. For in this example, we have taken source as BL content. BL content will be multiplied by AL content, and the result is stored in AX by default after execution of this MULBL instruction. Similarly, if we perform 16-bit operation, one number is stored in AX, another number may be stored in 16-bit, another number may be of 16-bit number. Source can be, for example, we can have next example is there, MULBX. BX is a 16-bit register, then this will multiply BX content with the AX, and total 32-bit we needed. So by default, the result will be stored in combination of DX and AX, means lower 16 bits will be stored in AX and higher 16 bit will be stored in DS. This we will understand by using one example later. Now next is IMUL-SRC. IMUL-SRC is used for signed multiplication. As we have already discussed in last classes, what is the difference between unsigned and signed multiplication? In case of signed multiplication, we use IMUL-SRC. Here we need to discuss one more example depending on the addressing mode. For example, these two were from register addressing mode because one operand was stored in BX or BL, another is by default in AX or AL. Now in this example, what will be the operation? SI is used to store the effective address. Here we are not directly multiplying the content of SI with the SI is a 16-bit register, means content of AX will be used. So AX and SI will not multiply. What is the case here? Either the case is SI is used to store the effective address. SI is used to store the effective address, operand of that effective address, and we need to use operand of that effective address will be multiplied by AX, then result will be stored in DX and AX. So this is the case of register indirect addressing mode. Similarly, we have division instruction also in case of 8086 microprocessor. In division instruction, again, we can perform division directly in the case of 8086, while in case of 8085, there was no such instruction. Now, we need to take care of two things here. One is to store the quotient and another is to store the remainder of pi after the execution of the instruction. So again, if we perform division, we need two registers. If we perform 8-bit division, division of two 8-bit numbers, then we use AX. in which AH is used to store the remainder and AL is used to store the quotient. And if we perform division of word by word we know 16-bit operation is, if we perform 16-bit operation, then we use combination of DX and AX. DX and AX is used here. Now, we will understand these instructions by using some example. One more instruction is there, IDIV. Source IDIV is used for sign division case. So in the next slide, we have some examples of multiplication and division. Now, for example, we are having these values. AL equals to 85, BL is equals to 35, and AH is equals to 00H. So, and the instruction is MULBL. The question will come like this. What will be the final result after execution of this instruction MULBL? So we should know the operation of this instruction. We know that using this instruction, what will be the operation? After execution of this instruction, content of AL will be multiplied with BL. Now, what is the content of AL? 85H. We need to take care of that these values are given in hexa, not in decimal. So, for multiplication, we need to take care of hexadecimal number system. So for this case, we can multiply these two numbers, and the result of the result of the multiplication of these two numbers will be like, in this case, the result is this, will be stored in AX register. For example, if we have not taken this AX register of 16-bit, then we may miss the 1B byte of the result. So we need the destination should be of double length from the data which we are using. So we are familiar with hexadecimal arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Again, I am explaining how we can multiply these two numbers. We are very much familiar with multiplication of two numbers. Here we need the understanding of conversion from decimal to hexadecimal. 5 5s is 25, but 5 5s is 25. 25 is a decimal number, and we are performing hexadecimal operation. So we need to calculate the value of 25 in hexa. So what will be the value of 25 in hexa? We can subtract 16 and we can get the value, or we can directly take the LCM by dividing this 25 by 16 and collect the result bits from bottom to top. So here the we will get the hexadecimal 19H. This you can perform on your copy. 19H. Now this 19H is the result. So here I'm writing 9. 1 will form the carry. And we know that 5 8s is 40. And 40 plus 1 is 41. So again 41 is in decimal. We need to convert this 41 to hexadecimal. After, how we can convert it from 41 to decimal to hexadecimal? By taking simply LCM and dividing it with 6. We are using the number 16 because the base of the hexadecimal number system is 16, and we know that here 2 will come, remainder will be 9, 16 to the 32, remainder will be 9, and we will collect the bottom to top. Means 29 will be in hexadecimal. 29 will be in hexadecimal. Now, what will be the result here? 29. Now we need to multiply 3 also. The method is same which we use in decimal number system. Now we will multiply 3 by 5. 5 3s is 15. Directly we know that 15 is represented by F value, F symbol, and then we will multiply 3 to 8. 8 3s is 24. Again 24 is a number which is in decimal. We will convert it into hexadecimal. Then result will be 1/8 hexa. Now 1/8. Now we will add these two numbers. What will be the result? 9. F is 15. 15 plus 9 is 24, and 24 is 1/8. So we will 8 write 8 here, 1 here. 8 and 2 is 10, 11. 11 is written by B symbol in hexa 1. So what we need here, we need a good understanding of number systems of hexadecimal and decimal to convert decimal to hexadecimal. Then this is the result which is going to store in AX register. So this is multiplication. Now similarly we can perform the division operation. Here number was 85, AX value was 00, and we need to divide these two numbers. By default in division operation, what is the operation? AX is divided by BN and result will be stored in AX. Now here we will have two values, one is remainder, one is quotient. So we are aware that from the last slide that AL is used to store quotient and AH is used to store remainder. Now 85H minus 35H will be performed and the result will be stored like this. Now manually we can also perform this operation. We can use directly successive subtraction method for division manually. So we can subtract 85 with 35H. Again hexadecimal is there. We know that 5 minus 5 0, 8 minus 3 is 50. So this number is greater than this number. Next, again, we will subtract it once again with this. Now, we need to take, here we need to take borrow. So 10 minus 5 is there. Now 10 means this is in hexa. Again, we need to take care. In hexa, 10 represents 16 of decimal number system. 16 is in decimal and 10 is in hexa. So 16 minus 5 if we perform, then what will we get? We will get 11. And 11 is written by symbol B in hexadecimal. Here, because 1 was there, so 4 will be left. 4 minus 3 is 1. Now 1B is the remainder. Now this remainder will be stored in AH register. How many times we have performed subtraction operation? One time here, one time here. Means quotient will be 2, which is written here, and this will be saved in A. So by this division operation is similar method will be followed for 16-bit multiplication or 16-bit division. So next instruction is compare instruction. Compare instruction, after execution of compare instruction, the contents of destination and source are not changed. Those will remain same. Only there will be the change in flag values. 3 flags are used for this comparison: carry flag, zero flag, and sign flag. The values of these flags can be set or reset depending on the two numbers which we are going to compare. Now this instruction can be used to compare two specified bytes or two specified words, means two 8-bit numbers or two 16-bit numbers. Source and destination can be constant, register or memory location like in other instructions also. This instruction is very simple. For example, here we have taken one example. CMP CX comma BX. Let us assume another example, because this is a 16-bit example. We can use, we can understand the concept of comparison by using any bit of number. I am assuming only 4-bit number for the comparison so that the operation will be easy. For example, we need to compare 4, which is stored in destination, and 2, which is stored in source. So what this perform? So both operands cannot be in memory location at the same time. We need to care of it. Need to take care of it. What we are doing? We are subtracting the source from the destination. Means we are performing 4 minus 2 operation, and depending on the result value, we will the status of the flags will change, and that will define that which number is greater. It means destination is greater than source. Three operations can be done na? Cx can be equal to bx, cx can be greater than bx, cx can be less. Only one condition should be there. So in this case, if we have assumed two numbers, 4 minus 2 means destination is 4 and 2, then after execution of the instruction, the destination will contain 4 only. The source will contain 2 only. There will be no change in the values of destination, like in subtraction operation, but there will be the change in these flags. Now here we directly can say that 4 is greater than 2, so what is the need of performing this system? But if the number is very large and computer needs to do it, then we should know the concept behind that. If we perform 4 means 0 1 0 0, 2 means 0 0 this. If we perform subtraction, 0 minus 2. We know that computer performs subtraction operation by using taking only 2's complement method. Here we need to revise the 2's complement method, that we need to perform this operation. Then we need to take the 2's complement of 2 only. So what will be the 2's complement of 2? 1, 1, 0, 1 is the 1's complement. Then we will add 1 to take its 2's complement. We will always take complement of negative number only. So in this case, we are going to take always 2's complement of source, because in this instruction it is fixed that source will contain the negative number. Now 1 plus 1 is 0. Carry will be 1. Advantage of taking 2's complement is we are performing subtraction operation by using addition method only. Addition method is always simple to perform. 1 plus 1 is 0, 1 carry. Now this is the 2's complement result. We will add this 4 to this number. 4 will be added. So what was the result? What will be the result? 0 1 0 0. Result will be 0 1. 1 plus 1 is 0. 1 plus 1 is 0. And final carry. We know that in 2's complement method, we always discard final carry. If final carry occurs, this means that this number was greater than this number, and result is positive. Result is positive. So after performing this operation, what will be the condition of flex? Here we are taking the example of 4-bit, because using 4-bit is much easier to handle than using 16-bit or 8-bit number. So here we need to take care of this. So finally, microprocessor performing on either 8-bit data or 16-bit data, we are understanding the concept only. Now this result is positive, means if we assume that this number was A, this number was B, then we can conclude that A is greater than B, and if A is greater than B, then finally हमारा in this case so finally what will be the case? Carry flag will be 0, sign flag will be 0 because result is positive, and 0 flag is 0. 0 flag will be set only when both numbers will be same. Only in that condition result will be 0. If both the numbers are same, then result will be 0. Then 0 flag will set. Otherwise, in these two conditions, 0 flag will be reset only. So if we have performed the operation 2 minus 4, for example, destination contained 2 and source contained 4, then what will be the operation? By using 2's complement method, we need to take care of it. So then 2 minus 4 will be, the operation will be 2 minus 4, and we need to take care that we need to find out that which number is greater or smaller. It means destination is greater or destination is smaller or destination equal to the source. Now again, we know that 2 is this, 4 is this, and we take always 2's complement of negative number. Now in this example, we are going to take 2's complement of this. What will be the 2's complement? 1, 0, 1, 1 plus 1. Now number will become 0, 1 plus 1 again 0, 1 and 1. Now what was the another number? Another number was 0, 0, 1, 0. So we will add this 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. Now what is the result? We can check 0, 1, 1, 1. Now if we remember the principle of 2's complement method, then if result is not getting any carry, then this means that the result is negative, and result is negative means this number is smaller than this number. Result is negative, so then in this case sign flag will be set because result is negative. And we know that in operation of subtraction operation, carry flag status is always inverted of this result with carry in the operation. Here we are not getting any carry, so here inverted of this 0 will be 1. Carry flag status is 1. So after checking the status of the flag, one can determine that which number is greater or smaller. So after comparing these two numbers by using this instruction, means if Cx content is greater than Bx, then sign flag will be 0, carry flag will be 0, and 0 flag will remain 0. In the similar way, if Cx content is less than B, then this will be the condition of the flags. But the content of Cx and Bx will remain same. This will not change. We are not going to store this result anywhere because we don't want this result. We wanted just a decision that which number was greater or smaller or equal. Now both the numbers are equal, then both these flags will be 0 and 0 flag will be 1 because result will be final always 0. Now another way of another way of using this instruction can be this. This was the register addressing mode. This is the register indirect addressing mode. Now the content of the byte, that byte will be the content of the location, and the location address is specified here, effective address. For example, Bx is 5000. Now 5,000, we are not going to compare 5000 with the AL number. We are going to compare any byte which is stored in 5000 effective address. For example, any 8-bit number. Now, if this is AL, this is 8-bit operation, it will compare this number only. For example, if it is AX, then it will compare 16-bit number. To form 16-bit number, it uses by default plus one location number also to form 16-bit number. This forms lower byte, this will form higher byte of the 16-bit number, and then compare. Now in this case of example, we are going to compare only two 8-bit numbers, AL, and this X is any number between 00 to FFH. 8-bit number only will be compared and result will be produced in this form only. Now we can compare the memory location number with the register number. Again, this operation will be performed. In this case, AL number will be subtracted by the number which is stored in effective address 5000H, which we have assumed that is stored in VX. Then result will be produced, which AL is greater than this number, or AL is less than this number, or AL is equal to this number. Now this is the concept of multiplication, sorry, comparison of two numbers. These instructions we have already discussed in the last class.